week 2 of the fantasy football season, and here's a few tight ends I have as sleepers this week. The first guy, Zach Ertz of the Arizona Cardinals. So Ertz, obviously a forgotten man at the tight end position. After last season, he was hurt week 7 or 8, I believe, with the knee injury and out for the year. But right now, he's back, and people were surprised he made that week 1 timetable. And in week 1, he had a decent ball game, 6 catches, 21 yards. I know on paper it's not great, but in PPR leagues, 8.10 fantasy points for a tight end I think is pretty decent at this point. So right here, week 2, he's got a pretty decent matchup versus the New York Giants. It's a game where it could be tight, or the Giants get off a big lead here. We just don't know what Giant team's going to show up after week 1. They got destroyed 40-0 by the Cowboys. But Ertz, he always finds the middle of this field. He finds the seam, and he's a tight end that just gets open. He doesn't have great speed, but he knows how to get open and make plays, and he's available right now in 92% of fantasy leagues. The next tight end is Luke Musgrave of the Green Bay Packers. So Musgrave, he had a pretty decent debut, I believe, in week 1. And right now, he's available in tons of fantasy leagues as Musgrave in 78%. So this Packer team going with a lot of youth. And it showed in week 1 that these young guys went out there and played good football, and they beat the Chicago Bears handily. So Musgrave, week 1 versus at the Bears, 3 catches, 50 yards on 4 targets. So him and Jordan Love have pretty good chemistry. For a young quarterback, a tight end's always a security blanket and their best friend. And this week here, it's a good matchup with the Atlanta Falcons that just gave Hayden Hurst 5 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown. So Musgrave, like I said, he's available in tons of fantasy leagues right now. And if you need a tight end in deeper leagues, or even in deep flex leagues where you want to put him in, he's definitely a sleeper option this week. And the third and final tight end I have as a sleeper is Durham Smythe of the Miami Dolphins. So Durham Smythe, he's an under-the-radar tight end as well. Last season, we saw some flashes from him. And the Dolphins, they didn't even bother to re-sign Mike Gesicki in free agency and went him off to division rival, the New England Patriots. And week 1, Smythe, he had a decent ball game. Pops out to me with Smythe. He did have 7 targets, which is a good number for a tight end. So last week, 3 catches, 44 yards versus the Chargers. And right now, week 2, they go to New England here. Is this Miami Dolphin team. And you know, Bill Belichick, the game plan is just going to have other guys try to beat him, except Tyreek Hill. And we've seen that throughout Belichick's coaching career. He tries to take out the best player on the opposing team and have other guys try to beat him. So Smythe right now available 99% of fantasy leagues. And I think New England's going to try that game plan, take Hill out of the game plan and have Smythe try to beat him. But I don't think it's going to work that much trying to take Hill out. So right now, well, Smythe's out there, 99% of fantasy leagues, and a tight end who had good target share in week 1. He's a sleeper this week, so that's a few tight ends I have as sleepers for week 2 of the fantasy football season.